Hi everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are going to learn about NumPy. NumPy is very useful library. If you are working on a machine learning project, then this library is very useful. Basically, if you are playing with an array, or I would say a multi-dimensional array or a very big arrays, right? Then this is going to be very useful. So I'm using Google Colab. So there you just need to say import NumPy as NP. You can give any name, whatever you want to give. So I'm just loading that library, and there are many ways to create array. So this is the simplest one. You simply say numpy.array and then pass the value whatever you want to print. I mean whatever the type of array you want it. So in this case I'm just adding like 1 2 3 4 5. So it will create one dimensional array, and the shape will say how many elements are there, and end will tell you the dimension of the array. So right now is a single dimension, you can see over here. That's why it's printing one. And if you want to print the array, you can simply say array, or you can use print function. Now it's printing 1 2 3 4 5. All right, so and let's say if you want to fetch any specific element, so you can use colon. So if you say colon 2 dot, I mean 2 colon 4, that means you want from index to the excluding index. So 2 means 0 1 2, that means 3, and I'm saying 4 0 1 2 3 4 excluding 4, so that means 3 and 4. It will print only 3 and 4. So let's print it. You can see it's printing. Let's say you want to print these three elements 2 3 4. So what you will be doing, starting index will be 0 1, that means starting will be 1, and the ending will be 0 1 2 3 plus 1, because it's saying excluding, right? So you 0 1 2 3 and 4, so you will say 1 comma 4. See, it's printing 2 3 4. Okay, this time we'll create two-dimensional array. So for creating two-dimensional array, you simply say same way, but this time you see we are using double array. So you can say this is one array, this is the second array, and this is the third one. All right. So if you print this one, I mean to say the dimension of this array, it's two-dimensional. All right. And if you print shape, let's print the shape also. So it's saying 4 comma 5, because how many elements you have right now? 1 2 3 4 5, that means 5 elements, and 4 1 2 3 4, so that means you have 4 rows and 5 columns. All right, now let's say in case of two-dimensional, right? So what you need to do, you need to tell the index from where to where. You can use double column because you have to play with the row and the column, right? So that's why we will be using double columns. So concept is same, from the index where you want the element to the excluding index, and then comma again from the index to the excluding index of the column. All right, so let's say you want to print the array, it's the same way. Now if you use colon, again it's the story is same, or both are same. When you pass single colon and double colon, no matter what it is, still it's going to print the same output. Now let's say you want to print only first row of the entire first row. That means first row will be this is like there are 4 rows. You want to print the first row and all the columns. That means 1 2 3 4 5. So what we will be doing, we will be saying, you can say no need to pass any starting index, but you are saying only first row. So what we will say, excluding index 0 and 1. So we need to pass 1 because we want to print only 1. And then you don't need to pass any number in case of column because we are printing all. You can say it's printed 1 2 3 4 5. Let's say you want first 2 rows, right, instead of 1, and you will say, so you simply say here 2. This 2 is not like 1 and then 2. No, index starts from 0. So 0 1 and then 2, that is excluding 1. So that is why it's printing 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. All right, 2 rows. Okay, let's say you want to print only first column with all the rows. That means first column is this one, 1 6 11 and 16. Okay, so what you will be doing, same way, because you want all the rows but you want only one, so excluding index will be 1, and if you print this one, you should get 1 6 11 and 16, same way. All right, so now let's say along with the column and row index, you can pass comma, and I will like say you have to pass one more column, and you can pass steps. Steps means, for example, let's say right now we are saying all the rows or all the columns, right? In case you want alternate, let's say I want 1 3 and 5, or in case of column I want like 1 11 and then something like that, right? So like how you will iterate, you will iterate with like a, so what is the step you want to take it? So for example, let's say if you pass nothing, it will print all, as we have already seen it. If you pass 1, it's still the same because index starts from 0. So 0 plus 1 1, then 1 plus 1 2. So it's like again it's starting from 0 1 2 3, no big deal. But what if you pass 2? It will jump one index, right? So it's, you can see right now I'm saying I want all the columns, so it's printing all the columns. But in case of row, what I'm saying you jump by 2. So if you see, this is the first 0, it will press first, it will add 2 to 0th index, so 0 plus 2 is 2, so it will print directly this. And now there is no extra row available, so that's why it's not printing here. All right, so if you see here, it's printing the same output. Let's say I want to print let's say the third. So if I use 3 here, so now it will print first 0 plus 3 is 0 1 2 and 3 is 16. So it should print first and the last row. You can see that. I hope you are getting. Alright, similarly for the rows, again I am saying I want all the rows, but column I want only with a step 2. So index 0 plus 2, since we have more than one, so 0 it's over here, so 116, that's why that row that column is there. Then plus 2 means 0 1 2, so 3 18, that's why it's coming. Then it will jump plus 1 again 520. Alright, now if you see for the row and column both together, then it will print 1 3 5 11 16, something like that, 15 I mean. All right, step 2, let's say you want to let's say it's a combination of the previous example. When you are saying I want to start from the index 1 and 2, so it's like it will just skip the first row and it will take accordingly those elements. All right, so in case you want to print let's say completely in a reverse order, so in that case what you can use -1. All right, so what will happen in that case, a loop will run in the reverse order. So that is why you are seeing over here. Let me print array before that, so I think it's over here, then it will be useful to understand. So you can see 1 2 3 4 5, but it's printing in reverse order. Same entire row, I mean like entire column is reverse, because we are saying here in the column side we are saying the column will be reverse. So you are seeing 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 like that. What if you want to make it row reverse? Then simply you say, in case of step 1, you simply say step -1, and it's printing the, you can see that the column index is same, but the row index is in reverse order. If you make it both negative, then it will just print in upside down, say 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 20 till 20, I mean to say. All right, so what if you say step minus, or like you can say column -2, then it will print from the last 2. I mean it will print till the last 2, I would say. So you want from the 0th till the last second row, I mean excluding second row. So you are having, let's say array is here, so you can say 1 2 3 4 5, and if you say -2 -1 -2, that means it will print 1 2 3, it will exclude these 2. So you can see here it's certainly 1 2 3 4 5 6, and all those columns, I mean to say. In case of row, again same story. So if you say -2, then it will print all the starting, all the possible rows. So you can see here array is here, so -1 then -2, so it's printing only the 2 rows. All right, return only last row, then you simply say -1 as you were saying for the column. Now it's simply for the column, you simply say -1, you will get the last column. I mean to say this is the last row and this is the last column. So you can see 5 10 so where we printed this array 5 10 15 and 20, and same is printing over here 5 10 15 and 20. All right, now we'll print a specific element from that array. So for that, what you need to say, we print the array again, and let's say you want to print which is starting index is 2 and ending index we are passing because we don't want all the rows, we want only one particular row. So it starts from 0 1 2 excluding 3, so that is, this is the row we are dealing with right now. Okay, and now from the column starting is 3, 0, 1, 2 and 3. That means this is the number we are dealing with, 14 and 15. Now excluding 4, that means we are interested only in this element. It should print 14. Alright, similarly for -1, in this case it will just print the last, because you are saying I want the last row and the last column and you're not passing anything else, so it will take the last element. Similarly it will be there just like a reverse diagonal. Okay, in case of 2 comma 2, now if you see it's printing 13 because 0 1 2, this is the row, and column 0 1 2, this is the element. Okay, so similarly it will print these two as well. So you are saying 9 and 10 because in this case we are not passing any element, so it's printing both the column. Similarly here I think I already printed 9 and 10, both are same, because if you see 1 0, well, let's back to the array again, or I'll bring it this one down. Okay, so you see here 9 and 10, that means 0 1, this is the row we are dealing with right now, and excluding 2, that means 0 1 2. Okay, so this is perfect. Now saying starting index is 3, 0 1 2 and 3, so this is the two elements because we are not passing the last. Similarly here what we are saying, starting 1 comma 2, I think it's the same row. Okay, now we are saying starting is -2, so where is that? This is 1 and 2, and but we are saying starting, it's not excluding 1, so that is why it's taking this element, and after that it's printing both elements. Alright, okay, now reshape the there is a method called we can use reshape, and we can reshape the array. I mean to say, I'll tell you what I'm mean to say that. So we can use a arrange function to print the array, or it should create a with random elements, or it will, I would not random actually, whatever the series you will put between that number. So for example you are saying np.arrange starting from 1 to 21 excluding 21 always, so it will print close to 20 elements. So let's print it. So you can see it's printing 1 to 20. Now if you say reshape, so what you will think like, okay, 1 comma 21 is 21 elements, so that is the problem. 3 into 7 is 21, but we have only 20 elements, so that is why there is no way to reshape it. So if you want to check the length of that, a is 20. If you see the shape is 20. So what we'll do, we'll create a new array to understand the reshape now. So we are saying, let me print a and b. So you got a and b here. You are saying I want sorry, 2 comma, this is the same array which is you are seeing over here, which is having 1 to 20 elements. I'm saying reshape between 2, that means 2 rows and element, so that is why it is divided into these two. In case of 5 comma 4, that means it will have 5 elements. Oh sorry, 5 comma 4, so it's having 1 2 3 4 elements. 1 second. Two, three, four. Yeah, it's correct. So it's a row and column. So it's 5 means 5 rows. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 4 row columns. Alright, so now flatten means now you have multi-dimensional array. You can just make it you can flatten that array. So right now is 2 comma 10, which is a is the dimension. If you see here, let me print that dot and dim. It's showing 2 dimension because it's 2-dimensional array, which you can see over here, and that is why it's also printing 2 comma 10, because 2 arrays and each is having the elements. Alright, so now what you can use directly reshape function 1 minus 1 comma minus 1, which will actually flatten the array, 2-dimensional array. Similarly for this column, it will be doing in the row way, and all the rows will be showing like that. Alright, so we can use there is a function called revel and flatten also, but there is a small difference which we need to understand. So let's create the array again. So our array is created, so we are manually creating 2 array. I mean like a single array with a 2-dimensional array which is having 4 elements. Now if I am using a Revel function, it did the job. Okay, now let's use the another method called flatten. Now see, you observe, after using the Revel, I'm assigning all the elements to array Revel, and in case of flatten I'm using array flatten, so both elements are there. Now let's print the a again. So it's the same what we passed into these two methods. Now if I change any of the element of our Revel and array flatten one, it should, let's see what will happen. Okay, so we change the uh, like zeroth index of R able to 10 and one index of 100 200. So first I'll print the array flatten and this one. So you can see R able zeroth index is changed to 10 and the 0 and 1 is changed to 100. Okay, in both. But if I print now A, you observe I didn't change anything in A, but you see the first index got changed to 10 because it's having the reference. So that is the basic difference between flatten and the what you call that, Revel. Alright, so now let's use arrange function. There is a small difference between arrange and arrange, which I'll explain you. So if you print 0 to 10, I mean like you want array between 0 to 10 excluding 10, so it's printing all the arrays. If you use step 2, then it will be like a with a step just like same, plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, so 0 2 4 6 8, something like that. Okay, now let's keep a copy of this one. So into array copy we will use this one and one of the example which I will cover. Okay, now let's print the array again. You can see it's printing 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 till 20 because that's what we passed in the starting of the array. Okay, now there's one more trick to print elements, so you can use this way. So you pass row index and the column index. If you want, like you want to create a specific a separate elements you want to, for example like this. So you want 12 18 and 19, that means 12 18 and 19. So that means you want some specific element directly, you don't want to pass one by one, so you can create an array in this order. So you say starting index of this one is what, 0 1 2, and then column will be column is what you call that, row is 0 1 2, that is why we are passing here 2, and then in column index will be 0 and 1, so you got 2 12. Similarly for 18, so your column index will be 0 1 2 3, that is why we are passing here 3, and the column index will be 0 1 and 2. So column row and column, row and column, like that you can print it. Okay, let's print the array again, and similarly the way you were printing the array, you can set the value also to the particular element. This is the way we saw earlier. Just now we have seen that we were able to print that element. Similarly you can replace the value also. So for example, if I print this one, right now it's printing this elements, these many elements from 2 to 4 1 to 4, like that. Okay, now if I change the value, so all will become 0 now. You can see all became 0. If you now you can see here, this is the reference one, we took it, and this is the clone one, just to see the difference. You can see these element became 0. Okay, now let's see range function. So range is also pretty much same, just that it won't work with the decimal thing, that's it. So if you see it's printing now, but if I use decimal, it's gonna have error. So it's saying float object cannot be interpreted as a integer. Alright, so now in case of this one, you use arrange function. And there are some basic examples, like you can use numpy.ones, numpy.zeros to print. If you want to print ones many times, like 4 times, you can print zeros, then you print use the method called zeros. And if you want specific types, then you need to say d type dot, is equals to integer or whatever you want it. Otherwise by default it will pick the float. So if you want like entire complete row and column, then you just use method called full. Alright, and you can use similarly there are methods like a Linespace you can use it, so it will also do the job accordingly. So it's saying like from 1 to, it will print actually 20 elements because I'm passing 20 here, but the catch is it will print all the elements from 1 to 5. So it will try to make sure it will print 20 elements from 1, including 1 and including 5 between elements. Similarly, if you have integer, then it will duplicate the multiple, so it will still print between 1 to 5, but it will duplicate multiple numbers wherever it's possible. All right, so you can use randint function to generate a particular, you can say, a number. So I'm saying I want a number between 1 to 25, so it's giving that way. Similarly, you can use you can say I want many numbers, or you want array actually, so what you will do is just use comma and put how many numbers you want it. So I'm saying 25, so it's printing 25 elements from 1 to 25, actually excluding 25 I would say. And then you can reshape it because you have 25 elements, you can do 5 into 5, so you can see it's these are the elements which you're seeing over here. Alright, so similarly you can use this random function, which is going to, so you see the difference now. It's printing, what you call that, it's giving 2 elements, but it's less than, you can say it between 0 and 1. Now you can print more. So for example, you want a row of array of 2 comma 3, so that is why 2 rows and 2 columns, sorry, 3 columns. Okay, so if you use random, then it includes from you can say it includes the negative as well. All right, transpose is basically, it will just change the row to column, column to row. So if you see here, this is the array 1 2 3 4 5 6, which got converted into 1 2 3 4 5 6. Actually the row became column and column became the row. All right, so that's all about transpose method. Now filter is also very simple. So for example, you want all the elements which are greater than 15, so you use array, you pass array inside and then say greater than 15, and you will get all the elements. So right now we are seeing only 16 and 20, so from this array you can see these are the only elements are possible, like 16 and 20. If you say less than, then you will get many elements, because we can see over here we have many elements. Similarly, you could use min, max, sub. These are simple methods. All right, now for example, if you want to know all the what will say non-zero elements index, so 5 4 and 4 and 3, so that's why you are getting index of the 4 elements. It will be printing an identical matrix. You can see it's having 0 0 0. I mean, like it's like identical I. There is a method called I. In some cases, I'm just trying to show all possible methods. It depends how you will use it in your case. Alright, so for example, you want to print something like kind of a chess where you say 0 1 0 1 0 1. So you can use the same trick I showed you over, right? You can set number to you pass the index. So what I'm actually doing, I'm saying take a step 2, so it will take the alternate rows and column like that, and I'm just saying to alternate rows I'm passing 1, and to alternate columns I'm passing 1, and remaining all will be 0 by default because I'm printing zeros array. Alright, similarly, so let's say you have one more example called pin count. This is also very useful actually. So this is the, I'm using array, I'm printing this array, so I want 10 elements from 1 to 11. So you got all random 10 elements. Now I'm saying pin count. What it will do actually, it will count how many, like at what index you have what element. So for example, 0. This is, if you see, let's print the let me tell you how many counts. So 2 4 6 10. So it's printing 10. Now it what it's telling you right now, at 0th index you have any one number? No. At 1 position you have any one number? No. Similarly, 9 you are having, that means this, how many 9s you have? 2. That's why it's printing 2. I mean this one, because 0 1 2. Now at position 8, how many 8s you are having? 2. See, 1 and 2. Now here it's printing 1. Index is 0 1 2. That means there should be only 1 2, which is you are able to see here. So in simple words, it's saying like you have a index 1 0 to 10 because you have, sorry, 0 to 9 because you have 10 elements. At each index position number, that number is how many times you print it. It's printed in your array. As simple as that. So for example, if you see this 3, that means the element on this index, that whatever is there, it's 3 times. So 0 1 2 3 4, that means 4 will be 3 times, 1 2 and 3. I hope it's clear to you. The basic benefit of this bin count is actually you can reproduce the array itself. The only catch will be the order, because you got this array. Now this is just to tell you the max, how many, like what is the max of this one in the entire bin count. Now this is the bin count. See, it printed the same array, just that order will be reverse. Not reverse, it's just printing in, because it has only limited information. It has only index, it has, and each index how many times the element is there. I mean that particular number is there. That's why it's able to print the number but cannot maintain the order. So you're able to get that. Alright, that's pretty much about this video. Thank you very much.